Good evening. My name is Neville Barber, and I want to take a moment to respond to the posting that was put up on Facebook by Mr. Gentry in reference to the latest two shootings of the black gentleman, one in Minnesota and one in Louisiana. Let me start by first putting some framework around how I think about certain things. Because I think that very often the written word doesn't really convey what a person's trying to get across. So I figured I would just do a video because that's verbal. And hopefully this will get my point across to certain people. Number one, are there black people who behave badly, do heinous, unspeakable things? Yes, there are. Are there white people who behave badly, do heinous and unspeakable things? Yes, there are. Are there Asians? Are there Indians? Are there whatever group you want to think of who have people who do heinous and unthinkable things? The answer is a resounding yes. So with that being said, that tells you my viewpoint is this here. There are people in the world who do bad, period. Here's a question for most folk. What do you choose to focus on? It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to all of us to choose what we want to focus on. Now, I have absolutely no problem whatsoever with a person pointing out ill behavior and doing something about it. I'm a firm believer in there's got to be rules. We have to follow the rules. For if you don't, we have chaos. That being said, let's talk about the video and what it represents and the comments that I read in response to it. This is not so much about Gentry in particular, but the mindset that is shown by those who have commented on what he posts. This thought process whereby you say all the black community has to do is X and things will be okay. Let's start with, first and foremost, the paternalistic use of the word black communities. Number one, there are millions of black people in this country. And here's a newsflash. We do not, I repeat, we do not all live in a 2-block radius. Never had, never will. We also do not all think alike. Never have, never will. Here is the problem with how it's being used. Very often we are being spoken about, and I'm using the term we, is that somehow we really equates to 3 people, and the other folk who are doing the right thing somehow don't exist. So going back to what I said initially about there being people who are black who behave badly, I'm not going to sit here and try and sugarcoat anything of the sort whereby some black person is acting like a damn fool. I'm not about to sit here and go tit for tat and say, well, white people act crazy too. That's not the point here. The point is this. When you choose to focus solely upon the ill doings of a select few and negate the fact that the vast majority of others within that same group of people, they don't behave that same way, that's problematic. It comes across as being a panderer and grandstanding. And the question has to be asked of the individuals doing it, what is your purpose? What is your focus? When Gentry uses the term black community, you have to wonder, does he include himself in that? Are those who are commenting, are they including him in the black community as well? For if you do include him in the black community in your quote unquote comments, by definition, you are now contradicting what you're co-signing onto. Because clearly the behavior in which he is talking about, he doesn't exhibit. So you must be talking about someone else other than him. If you can make that simple leap in logic, then understand this. He is not an anomaly. There are millions of folk who behave themselves on a daily basis, but somehow they're ignored. Now, let's deal with the issue of the two shootings. I wasn't there. I don't know what did or did not take place, but I do know this. From my own experience in life, we all have choices, and there are individuals who wear badges, who walk around each day and make a choice to come and work in a community which they know they don't like. Okay, you have an option. It's called at will work. Go work someplace else. Just that simple. For the folk who are there in those communities who are acting like they have no damn sense, we need to be dealt with. It's just that simple. I'm a firm believer. If you have a nephew, niece, cousin, whatever, who likes to hit old folk upside the head, they should not be at your dinner table. It's just that simple. Now, here's the magic trick that some people just seem to forget. We already do these sort of things. No one in the Black community, as it is termed in these posts, sits around and condones the killing of anybody. That's nonsense. When you talk about Al Sharpton and what he does and does not do, that's one man. What are you doing? When you talk about Jesse Jackson, what he does and does not do, again, that's one man. What are you doing? When you talk about the NAACP, that's an organization. If you are so inclined, why not join the organization, work from within, and deal with the issues that you say you have a problem with? All in all, at the end of the day, I challenge each and every one of you. What is your focus? If you are dead serious about the issues that are plaguing, quote unquote, the Black community, try this for a second. Number one, stop discounting and behaving as if somehow what you see on television is the sum total of our entire existence. It is not. Stop co-signing guys like a Gentry by saying, you know what, all the Black people need to do. You don't know what I need to do. You don't know my story. A damn fool's a damn fool and just needs to behave himself, period. That's not something just for a Black person. That's anyone. If you really want to talk about you don't want to see color, you're tired of the race issue, and all these different things, we need to start by being honest. Gentry constantly talks about the truth. Well, here's the truth. Truth is based upon levels of understanding at certain moments in time, meaning truth is subjective for the average person. Absolute truth, we haven't reached that in most instances. So again, I'm going to say this very clearly. Truth is subjective based upon your level of understanding at a certain moment in time. So, with that being said, here's the truth when it comes to the mindset of people who think and post issues like Gentry does. The truth is this here. It's insulting, it's paternalistic, and it's short-sighted. Forget the guy who calls you a coon, Uncle Tom, and anything else. I'm not talking about those kind of guys. I'm talking about the average thinking person who says, wait a minute. Each time you say, Black people do this, Black people do that, you have to understand there are folk who are listening to what you're saying. And when I go outside, they don't take the time to figure out what kind of person I am. That sticks in their head, what you said about me. It's just that simple. We have to get to the point where we are no longer sitting back, pointing fingers at our own brothers, sisters, uncles, and cousins. If you have a brother, sister, uncle, or cousin who's behaving badly, deal with him, but deal with him directly. Coming to Facebook and making these type of posts does not, I repeat, does not change the behavior of the ill-acting person in, quote unquote, these ghettos and so forth. So, now this is for Gentry in particular. If you want to make a difference, if you truly want to make a difference, stop coming to Facebook and making these posts, watching the comments go completely sideways, and at no time stepping in and saying, wait a minute, you people are twisting my words. For I am sure if you love the Black community, as I've heard you say before, if you truly do, then you know the power of the word. You know the power of what people say and what it does to a person's psyche. And when a person only focuses on that which is negative, and the manner in which most of these people do, you're causing problems. You're not making it better. If you really want to make a difference, again, stop with the post. Or if you are going to post something, go to a neighborhood where you know there are children who need guidance. Post that. Post yourself guiding them in the right path. Post yourself doing something other than criticizing as if somehow you're an anomaly. You're not. Again, that was for Gentry in particular. But going back to the general thing I was talking about before, about mindsets, let us all be clear. We, and I use the term we, as in all people, need to be very clear about one basic, simple thing in life. We all make choices. I'm saying choose to do better. And I'll leave you with this. If you want to make the world go round and be a better place, let these two words be at the core of everything you do. Be nice. That's it. I don't care what religion you follow, what faith you claim to have, anything of the sort. Two words. Be nice. Let that guide you in your daily being, in your daily ways, and we'll see a much better place. That's it. Thank you.